A very good evening, Dutch bike blogger here. On my way from Eemskanaal to Groningen. It's Easter Monday. Nice muscle car. Well, it's nice weather. Still sunny. Maybe 23 degrees. And on weather radar I saw the wind 404 or 504 from the east. I'm not going exactly east, I'm driving from Eemskanaal to Groningen, so I drive a little to the south. And to the west. Well, Eemskanaal city center, not the busiest center, but it's there. Well, directly into the sun. I have no sunglasses, so Easter Monday, so shops are closed. Well, up onto Bolwerk. Just like yesterday's bike trip or Saturday's bike trip, it's not going to be a race. And I do have wind in my back at the moment. Well, actually it's from 7 o'clock or so. So it's gonna an easy peasy ride today if everything goes to plan. Last bike trip I took a different route, a longer route. Did make some mistakes in the route. I wanted to go to Ten Post, but somehow I got a turn somewhere. Lotus Elise sports car. Left at 8:15 or so, of 18:15. A shorter route to home, and probably gonna stop halfway or something when I feel like it. Does not really matter that much, but I do have to stop to connect my power bank. Camera running, me cycling, an easy way to go at the moment. By the way, last bike ride was a tough one. I had wind ahead from east, Beaufort 3. In total I made a bike trip of 1.5 hours netto cycling time. Bike trip took me longer, by the way, because I stopped to eat lunch. Now I don't have to eat lunch, but dinner in the afternoon at 2 or so, maybe a little bit later. My parents home. Anything I got to do is eat some bread when I get home, or something else I like. Well, this is a quite easy ride at the moment. Drives real smooth. Unlike the person who's coming towards me, he has probably a big headwind. And also an electric bike. By the way, for the videos I'm making now and the last part, I don't know if I'm gonna make a long video, but first it's going to be in parts, and then don't know how long they're gonna be, and then I will decide if it's a good idea to make a longer video, because longer videos do take up some time and to render, to upload most of the time, and then you have to wait. If YouTube accepts the file format and does what it should be doing. By the way, this weekend I watched my own videos on a 4K widescreen TV. Nice details. Smart TV with the YouTube app on there, and it's nice detail. It's 2K on my phone, but it's a 4K TV, but looks quite great. Sound is good too. So that's quite enjoyable. And also found out how nice it is to have a big screen smart TV, internet on there, YouTube on there, and even the possibility to search on your laptop on YouTube. And because there is a built-in Chromecast, you can send what you are watching on the laptop or phone or tablet directly to your TV. And watch everything in big dimensions. By the way, in last video part from Groningen to Appelgedam, I know where I went wrong. I went to the right somewhere where I should have gone straight. I wanted to go to Ten Post and then parallel to where I'm driving now, or on the road from opposite direction where I'm driving now. But somehow I made a little mistake somewhere and ended up on another route. Of course, that route I have seen on Google Street View before I left Saturday, but somehow I got it mixed up somewhere. And then we already arrived in Wirdum. That went then fast. Look at the sign, how much kilometers Groningen is still. Well, that's not something I could see that's fast. Only thing I could see was turn right on the main road, the Rijksweg. It was 20 or so. Ooh, potholes. Not very nice to have them. It slows you down and rattles your behind. Probably here not in Willem, not so busy with the quality of their roadwork. Still a quite nice temperature. Doing a steady 24k an hour with this wind in the back, so. En Garrelsweer. A small village on the Damsterdiep. Damsterdiep to my left. Something else. And the Eemskanaal which is way bigger. Came from a crossing, I had to look if there was traffic or not. Well, it looks like it's dinner time or something, or people are not out and about that much. Except for this car driver in his Tesla. By the way, I have sunlight in my eyes reflecting, so it's quite hard to see all things very clear. Especially when the sunlight reflects in water. I should be able to go here. So it looks like. A little bit rattly and bumpy, but we will manage. As long as I do stay on this side and look out for people, it should be okay. Well, really getting smaller here. Also a little bit less quality of the road. And at one point I should meet with a normal road, which is over here. Well, that's a nice deviation. It's normally where you don't go with your bike or car, especially not your car. Well, the main road again. Just past the big bird sitting on the waterfront. Nice trees in front of a lane or street or lane to go to a house. And then we arrived at Winneweer, and I'm leaving Loppersum. Winneweer, gemeente Groningen. There's a little sign, let's see what's on there. Groningen, 16 kilometers. Well, that's nice. And if it were 10 or more, 25, or I have to drive it. Right in front of me, Antiekmarkt. And now I do have a little bit of headwind because I changed direction. It will be over in a while. Cars in front of you probably can be seen. That's the Rijksweg. Normally go to the right here on the bike lane, but now we'll continue straight. There's not too much trouble. It's not the best road here. I'm probably going to be ending up at a piece of tarmac. Yes, I am. Well, let's stop for a bit and stretch the legs and drink something. Well, I stopped for a short bit and now I'm continuing. Also attach the battery pack or the power bank to be sure there is power enough to get the camera working when I drive home. Nice to stop for a bit, stretch your legs. And I had to stop, had to drink something, and also, like I said, install the battery. It's in my pant pocket. Again, the wire is looped to the belt loop underneath the harness into the side connection of the camera. New houses here to my right at the moment. Nice wide view over the fields. And we made it to Ten Post. Let's have a look at the Ten Groningen, Waltersum, Schildwolde. I have to go through here. Somebody is having a barbecue with this weather. Good idea. Well, somewhere I have to cross the road here. Let's have a look how that's going to be happening. To go through this side and try and negotiate the road here. No traffic. Well, there is traffic and I have to look out for traffic. No, there's no traffic, so it's going to be all right. And now I'm parallel to the road which you normally drive when you go to Appingedam to Groningen, Rijksweg. It looks like I turned a bit because I can feel the wind coming from the side now. Not totally in my back at the moment. And I'm of course driving over flatland, so every gust of wind I'm gonna feel. Just tilt the camera a little bit back. 23k an hour. It's not a race, but it's not something I can do about going slower. Just goes in the cadence I always do. Try it for yourself when you ride a bike. When you don't think about driving it, how fast you will go. And then try to drive with a slower pace, so less rotations of the crank per minute. It's quite hard to do. The sun is now at the moment at 1 o'clock. First of all, the sun has shifted, of course. It's going down in the west, so it turns. Actually, the earth turns, but because we are steady, at least that's what we tell people. Sun is turning, not so much. Earth is rotating. Sun is now somewhat at 2 o'clock, and that is, like I said, due to the fact that I'm changing direction slightly more south, down south or southwest. So no sun anymore directly in my eyes. By the way, I'm not playing any music or something, not on headphones. I cannot hear traffic. But by driving by this road, which is on 80, not 60 here, but normally 80 kilometers an hour road, cars will be whooshing by, making noise. You can actually see while editing a video with a video stream and a sound stream underneath, you actually can see on the video or the sound stream if it's a car or if it's me talking. Car is a sound that comes slow, nice steady, up to the maximum sound and then goes down, like a sort of a hill something. And when I speak, it's more like peaks. Spikes actually. Probably talking rubbish for most of you guys, but that's how it is. Last time I went here, I went to another direction. I went to the right, and now I'm going to do it like this. I was filming with my shoulder straps of my camera and the straps of my backpack. Well, we arrived at Ten Boer. And there's somebody with a bike a little bit faster than I am. So I'm doing 30 or something, I'm doing 24.1. And this bike should be faster in front of me because it's a race bike, smaller tires, less resistant gears. Probably younger and better in shape. Bike and person on it. Driving along, riding my bike, stopping at the stoplight, which is not nearly in sight, but it's there, and I can see the race bike stopping, so I probably have to stop for it. Let's again take it slow, no need to take it very much faster than I'm doing now. I do have green now, that's a nice gesture. Some car at the stoplight a little bit revving, probably something he did itself or the engine did. It would be strange if the engine did it, because normally a car is running on the stoplight stationary when you of course have the engine on. Sounds like a sporty little car driving away from me. Pothole, just avoided going in there. Well, with the Humpty Dumplies or the Whoop-de-Doos, whatever you want to call it. Almost 7. 45 minutes into the ride. With a stop of some 5 or 6 minutes or so. By the way, how do you like my transitions between files so far? I made a few movies with transitions. I changed it differently. Normally the file stops and then I'm really fast continuing with a other shot. I found in my editing software some fade thing which you place between two files, and then it fades from the one to another, and you can set the fade time. First I had it 2 seconds, but it took too long. Then to 0.24, and now to 0.10 in some videos. when I get home, I have to watch my own crappy TV. Thinking about when this old TV, my CRT cathode ray tube mono TV, breaks down, I have to buy a new one, a flat screen. Probably will be a smart TV or something like it, because it's quite enjoyable. And when you have Netflix, you can see movies and whatnot in very, very sharp pictures. I saw Back to the Future #1, the original, in 4K. You are looking at details you never seen before. And I know this movie from the back of my hand, or like the back of my hand. I've seen it probably over 50 times. It's actually my all-time favorite movie, Back to the Future. And I'm talking about the original because, well, 2 was okay, 3, well, not so much. But I like the concept of time travel. As you probably heard before in my videos, I talked about it. A goat. Okay. Nothing to do with the movie, but a goat was on the farm I just passed. Was on a leash. So he could not run off the train. Jump into traffic. But like I said, when I get home I have to watch TV on my old crappy TV. Wonder how that goes. Now Monday, next Friday I have to go to the dentist, so I'm gonna be visiting my parents again, but then I'm probably gonna take the train because it's a little bit short in time. So that's probably not going to happen on the bike, and it's also getting a little bit colder, so Friday rain and maybe cold, not ideal situation to drive long distances. I have to get in my sweaty clothes to the dentist's office, which is not something you like to do, so I like to shower beforehand, but that's not going to work when I have no time for it. So that's why I'm taking the train. That should be working okay. Let's stretch a little. Oh, little bumps. already see the Tasman Tower at 1 o'clock. That's that way, just behind the trees. That's the spot I want to end up at. Crap. Thought it was grass, but it's actually potholes on the side here. Not the best road condition. On the other hand, this tarmac beats the concrete slabs I drove on last time I went Saturday from Groningen to Appingedam, I drove over the concrete bike lane. It was quite bumpy. I told you about that. When you've seen the movie, you know. Well, it's not very busy with traffic, at least not on the bike lane. Cars, a little bit more. Bike driver, head up in the wind. That car is quite fast. It sped by, disappearing in the distance. And there's another race bike, and the only one on the old bike without gears. $24.8. Bike computer a little bit off because it also told me I was going 45 for a bit. place I definitely was not going. And guess what, we already arrived at the Brug, Noorddijkerweg to my left, right I mean. Let's go there. And race bike number 3. Make a turn on here, I'll just stop for a bit to stretch my legs. Next part of the journey. Now I ended up on a pedestrian walkway. Let's go here. Again. Whoa. So I'm on there. Stopped a little bit, stretched my legs, drank some water, and now go. What's the time? 7:15. 1 hour on the way. Little roundabout, going straight on the roundabout. Next time take some shade with me, mate. This is not very nice at the moment. Sunshine through the trees gives a little bit of strobe effect. driving with one hand, shielding my eyes with another. From the sun, I mean. By the way, when I went to Appingedam the last bike trip, I forgot my shorts somehow, not the one I was wearing, but the one I wanted to wear at my parents' home. So I borrowed a pair of shorts from my father. Which actually fit me. And clothes that you get long do fit is something very nice, otherwise you'll fall down your hips. I have to wear a big belt. Or a small belt, that's nothing that matters, but you have to wear the belt quite tight. Well, hope you enjoyed this ride so far. I did. But on the other hand, when I get home, it's also nice to get a shower and wear other clothes. Gewoon heel dom of zo. An elderly woman with a car on the bike lane. Why? There should be a sign that this is a bike lane up to here. Yup. A blue sign with a white circle with bikes and mopeds on there. And not so much a car. So, little mistake. By the way, by her hand gestures, I think she knew she was driving the wrong way. Let's try to cross here in a safe manner. cannot believe how irritating this sun is. By the way, at 11 o'clock, Tasman Tower. Phew. Keep out of the door zone. 1 meter. I'm trying to read people's minds if you're in the car. You open the door or not. Sometimes you do have to be a psychic to know what's safe and what not. Well, not that far from home anymore. This part is somewhat the same part as I drove when I got from Groningen to Appingedam. Not sure what this street is called, but right in front of me I'm ending up at the Korreweg. Taking a turn to the left, I'm driving exactly on the Korreweg. Well, that concludes this trip. Thank you very much for watching. please like and subscribe, and click the bell button for notification. I'll see you next time. Have a great day and be safe out there.